Okay. Let's go. Welcome back to yet another episode of Two Plant-Based Brothers. I am William, the teacher. This is my brother.
Daniel Nwanek. Hey,
All right. So, Daniel, if people haven't guessed what we're going to be talking about, um,
what could it be?
I don't know because I have America in my background.
Yeah,
You're
I got
wearing
America. I got America all over my body.
all over,
Yes,
and so it can't be World Cup, can it? Because
because why? What do you mean? U.S. is not in it?
no, hate to break it to you.
Wait,
Yeah,
what? What?
yeah,
Are you kidding
yeah,
me right now? This is a
yeah.
joke.
No, no.
Ah,
So welcome everybody. I mean, you guys already know this. This will be coming out on Friday, but as of right now, it is our oldest brother's birthday.
this is happy
And
birthday. Just
happy
sent you a text,
birthday,
by the way.
and our Aunt Michelle's birthday.
Happy
So
birthday, Michelle.
happy birthday, Aunt Michelle. And at this point, we are through to 8 teams left. So
Correct.
is this quarterfinals, Daniel? Is
This is considered the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got quarters, and then so four teams in the semis, and two in the finals. So these quarterfinals.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So I got a question for you.
Fire away, because I'm ready to. I don't know if vent is the right word, William.
Well, I'm
I'm
just
ready to lay
curious,
it
is
out
this
there.
called the World Cup or the Euro Cup? What the heck is going on here?
Yeah, six of the eight teams are from Europe that are left in the quarterfinals.
And honestly, Morocco's not that far.
Geographically, they are practically Europe. Yeah, it isn't far, though they come on from the continent of Africa, so
Yeah.
definitely a different whatever you call the region, I guess you say.
I would say
Um,
Argentina is rather Eurocentric as well.
it- sure, I mean you could say that.
Yeah.
I've never been to Buenos Aires, but I hear it's a very European feel
Yeah.
for South America, but I've never been,
Yeah.
so I couldn't
So
tell you for sure.
anyway,
Yeah, it's I'm not surprised by the European presence whatsoever because I think it's pretty standard for World Cup. I mean, European teams tend to perform better on the world stage. It's just a different. I was reading lots of articles to help me process the grief of the U.S. being knocked out, and all things that I knew. But William, like maybe you and others around this country, also because it on home soil in our time zones of watching, right? So I watched a lot of matches and watching the US up until this last game against Belgium, I had hope. I had hope. I was bought into hope of like, yes, we can make a run. If we can get to the quarterfinals, anything can happen in a quarterfinal match. Anything can happen in a semifinal match. Like we could go on a run. And then to back to reality, essentially, because America USA men's national team met expectations by losing to Belgium. They met expectations. I want to say they're ranked 16 or 17 in the world coming into the World Cup.
and they finished
And
in
when we
the
go
final
out,
16.
yeah, exactly. Final 16. That's when we were supposed to go out on paper. So
Hmm.
the frustrating part isn't that we went out at this point because I think that it is met expectations. It was the hope that I had that we would make a little bit more of a run. And and you watched the match, did you not?
No, did yeah.
Pathetic showing against Belgium. That was just the heartbreaking part of it all. Now, historically, the U.S. men's national team does really crappy against European teams. I want to say the last European team we had beaten prior to Bosnia-Herzegovina was Bosnia and Herzegovina. And so for us to beat Belgium, which I don't believe we ever have, maybe we've done once before, and it was like many, many moons ago, was a long shot. But at the same time, the way we played, it's like we didn't even show up at all. The defense was crappy. The errors we had felt like whatever an AYSO, like watching my daughter's team making bad mistakes, at a 10U level. Just like, what are we doing? Like this is supposed to be professionals. So I'm really, really disappointed in just how we went out. Not when we went out, but how we went out. So thank you for letting me vent a little bit on that. I've been holding on to that for the last couple of days.
Well, you're welcome. And I think your frustrations are kind of aligned with everybody else is the fact that Yeah, kind of just hoping, but it was just when they got to 1-1, you go, okay, this is it. Just
Yeah.
hang with them, hang
And then
with them.
seconds later.
Um, Seconds later, it was 2-1. I said, uh-oh, and then I don't know whatever. Okay, as some of you may know out there, I'm not a soccer expert. I probably watch, maybe you could even say annually, I guess, because you have like a World Cup, Women's World Cup, you got the Olympics, all kind of intertwined. So maybe 3 out of 4 years I'll watch a little
Mhm.
soccer. I don't watch the Euro Cup. I couldn't tell you. I have a favorite team in every country just for the sake of having fun with my students. But you know, I mean, I don't know much.
But you
But
don't need to know much about soccer to know that was a crappy job, right?
yeah, no, but what I want to get to is just kind of the red card situation that we've seen over the World Cup. It just seems I got a big I don't know, dose of reality in the
Hmm.
I believe it was Paraguay Turkey match.
Yep.
When I learned that if you cover your mouth, you get a red card.
Yep.
And
Immediately.
so I mean, the red card is such a big penalty, right? You're
Yeah.
out for the rest of the game and you're gone for the next game.
At
But
least the next
yeah,
match.
and so for me, it's just like I don't know. I didn't make the rules, and I don't agree with them, and everyone knows them except for me. But it's just like how it's just pretty harsh. I think a red card should be used for something that's obviously intentional, right?
Yes.
I want to go back to French guy headbutting someone,
The
okay,
perfect
or
scenario for a red card.
yeah, Uruguayan guy biting someone. I
Yeah.
mean, these are, in my opinion, red cards,
Yeah.
right? But what do I know? So a couple times I saw something that to be purely accident,
Right.
and it wasn't called, right? And then we go to VAR, and if you put anything in VAR and look at a still frame picture,
Yeah.
okay, red card,
And
right?
that's not the intention of VAR. VAR should be used for, is it a goal or not? Was it offsides or onside, right? That's what it should be used for. It shouldn't be used for severity of penalty, right? Like that's not what it was designed for. And I think when you said when you're looking at a still image, yeah, it looks gruesome, right? It can look gruesome to anybody. But look at the play, both making
Mm-hmm.
a soccer move here, trying to get the flipping ball, right? If anything, it's an accidental yellow, right? But
Yeah.
no way, shape, or form should have been a red card. And to your point, there's been identical plays. I think it was Messi in the very first match of their World Cup. He did the same thing. His spikes went into the guy's Achilles heel or
Mm-hmm.
calf muscle, right? And not even a penalty, not even a free kick at that point, right? And so like
Did
the
they go to VAR on that one?
they didn't. It just moved on, right? There was nothing. And so I know you have some conspiracy theory, right? And you're probably not alone in this, that it's designed for Argentina to not only make it to the final, but win. And, may or may not be true, but, I'm trying to be hopefully a little bit realistic and hoping that's not the case, but it sure feels like that in some of these calls. So they overturn it, right? They overturned the suspension for Balogun, right? So he gets to
Yeah,
play.
which was just a bad move.
It wasn't a bad move, except for the fact that it took so long. I think if
Well,
they
no,
did
I disagree with you.
the next day, then it's cool. The fact that it took 2 or 3 days to come to that decision was bizarre, and so I don't think it helped the men's national team at all by doing it. Cool, we get our guy back. That was exciting, but then the world is like, oh, this is an asterisk. Yes, William.
Okay, thank you for taking my question. My question is, was the red card removed?
The red card, I don't think it was removed, but they did something where they suspended it for 12 months. What does that mean? I have no idea, but
So, I mean,
it meant he could play in the game.
so I got to hear it from everybody that this has never happened in the history of soccer.
No, but of
Um,
course it's happened.
so I don't know. What do I know? But
Yeah.
here's the thing: it's like if he had the red card, then it's at least a one-game suspension. Why didn't they just say that shouldn't have been a red card
Well,
if
because
they're going
that
to
happened
overturn
by
it?
the guy on the referee
So
on
FIFA
the
could have
grounds,
easily
right?
come out and said that was the wrong call here. It
Look,
was
they
obviously an
could have
accident, should
easily
have been
done
a
that.
yellow, so
Yeah.
therefore he's not suspended.
Yeah.
But it was more like it just looked dirty
And
in the
and
way
and I
that it
think
was done, and
and
it
I
really.
we know more about, American sports, like, well, of course soccer is an American sport, but more popular American sports like a baseball review, football review, right? Those types of review systems, which to my knowledge, most of the time, if not all the time, in most big sports, I don't even know if hockey has it, but they go to like another location to look that
Mhm.
over, and some person that's not in the stadium makes that
Yeah,
call, right? Which I don't think that was originally how our replay system was, but I liked how it's advanced to that because then you're taking yourself out of the environment of the place and everything like that, and they're looking at the holistic play. They're looking at everything that happened. I think that should be put into the VAR system here with the World Cup and all soccer. But again, I I'm not an expert in soccer, but I am an avid fan of World Cup national team play. Like just like you, William, and I do follow a little bit of MLS, a little bit of European League, but not very much. And so that's just one American making a suggestion because I think it could have been a little better. So we get Balogun back anyways. So we're there. It made no difference. It didn't
it
matter.
made no difference. Made no
We
difference.
couldn't show. Now, I'm not saying that the team didn't try. I think they did. I just didn't think we could keep up with Belgium. I think that's just the plain side of it. I think Tim Ream on our back line looked so slow. There was a couple, and he's 38. Not to knock on, late 30s guys, but professional athlete at 38. When you're trying to keep up with these youngins on the Belgium front line, like he couldn't get to it. And then I was listening to Colin Cowherd. I don't know if you ever listened to his
I
podcast.
used to listen to Colin all the time.
Man, he was ripping into Freeze, the goalie,
Hmm.
which he made some really dumb moves, just dumb moves, unfortunately. And up until this point, he gave up one goal the entire, like his first three games, one goal. We looked great on defense. It wasn't until we actually played, in my mind, a good team that all of those flaws just were exposed.
Yeah. So, yeah, just let me walk you through my weekend. You know, so as most people know, I consider myself Canadian American.
Yeah.
I live in Southern California, surrounded by many people Mexican American. And I've worked over the last, I don't know, many years with quite a few Brazilians, lots of
Mhm.
Brazilians.
Yeah.
So, what are the chances? Okay, Saturday, Canada versus Morocco. I know it's going to be a tough match.
Yeah.
The first half, Canada is really, they're going all out.
Yeah.
And the commentators are really on Morocco, how they're not really playing well and blah, blah,
Hmm.
blah, blah, blah. I said, what are you talking? They're letting Canada just give it everything they have
Hmm.
and they get nothing for it.
Yep.
That really caught up with them in the second half, I
Sure
thought.
did.
So Morocco, better team. The can what do we call the coach? We call him a manager? Do we call him
Yeah,
the
head
trainer?
coach, yeah, head manager. I don't know. It's one of those.
I don't know. Okay.
I think
So
head
anyway,
coach.
he said, I'd rather be us than them at the end. I said, who would rather be the loser than the winner?
No,
Unless
by
the
the way,
winner
that
got
guy's
away with it.
American. That guy's American. And
Oh,
like
great. Yeah.
his speech afterwards was really horrible. Like
Oh, he was trying to
he said
say he
something
was
that
proud
we
of
were
his
the
guys.
better team. And I'm like, no, you guys lost
Yeah.
one. And two, no, Morocco actually is a better team.
Yeah. So I mean, unless the team won dirty, I would always say I would rather be the winner than the loser. But
Yeah,
unless if I played the game the right way and someone else didn't and they won,
for
then
sure.
I might say something like that. So then I got Brazil, Norway. Okay, definitely for my Brazilians, gonna root for them. Norway. Wow.
Love it. I loved every second of that match because I was very anti-Brazil. I always have been, just because they're like the Yankees of soccer, right? They've won five times. Cool, give it to someone else.
Yeah. But they haven't won in almost
2000
your
since
lifetime.
yeah, since 2002, since I started watching World Cup, really.
So that's the annoying part is how much they talk about how great they are, but it's just like it's like listening to
That's why I don't like them because they're
yeah, it's like listening to a Raider fan talking about their Super Bowl in 1983, Okay, okay, that's over. But anyway, much respect for Brazil, and I think I spent too much time with Brazilians and the fact that that's why I don't like Argentina so much. What do I
Actually,
know? But
yeah,
it's just like I don't.
yeah, they do
So
not.
they
It's a huge rivalry.
so they go down to Norway, and I'm watching this guy. You know his name. He's a
Erling Haaland. I love
Yeah,
that man.
this
He's my
guy's a
favorite player.
monster. He's a beast.
Huge
Just
beast.
crazy.
And not only is he like huge, he's fast, man. Like the
But he
guy
looks
can cover.
scary though. He looks
Oh,
like he's something
extremely
like he
scary.
should be a Terminator or
You should
something,
see some memes around like comparisons of what he looks like. funny ones on the internet, and he owns up to it. He realizes he's not the most handsome man,
Yeah.
but he is so athletic. I watch his YouTube vlog, very entertaining, really likable guy. And Norway has been an underdog story, and so I've really enjoyed watching them.
Okay. So there, Brazil goes down. We move on to the nightcap. Okay. We got Mexico. We already know one of the hosts is gone on Saturday. Canada's gone. So the second host, Mexico's up against England.
Yes.
And I thought Mexico was getting a lot of calls. I thought that they were getting away with a little bit.
Hmm.
And then England got a red card,
Yeah.
and I didn't really see it that much, but I was rooting for Mexico. And but they couldn't pull it out. I don't think they played a good game at all.
No, no. I think maybe either the nerves got to him or something. England also has a really good team, so they did outshoot them and had more opportunities. And so I was devastated when Mexico couldn't do it because I just felt like they were just coming just a bit too late, right? The rhythm was just a bit too late, and I don't know if it's just the moment got ahead of them. They are a very young team, Mexico is, and so I'm hoping for them this is like people say this about the USA team, but I hope for Mexico team this is a good launch into the 2030 World Cup because they are such a young team that they can build upon the success that they had at this home one.
Yeah, and unlike Canada, Mexico did have a home game.
Yeah.
Got to play on their home turf.
Yeah. And
Um,
did you see the videos of the people in Mexico City outside the English or the England hotel room and the
yeah, yeah,
fireworks going up? I love
whatever.
it. That's home field, man.
Yeah, you get a home field. It's great. I would, but it's just
But
like,
everything I've
okay,
seen in videos, there's all good atmosphere though. So
yeah,
still very friendly atmosphere and
yeah.
whatnot.
But there was just, there's just so many Mexican fans here,
Yeah.
right? To like, it's impossible not to know many people who are rooting for Mexico in
Yeah.
that, if not the entirety. I mean, you could
Including
have,
ourselves, right? Like
yeah, including
huge
us,
supporters of that.
rooting for our neighbors, right? And didn't work out.
Yeah.
And so chalk up another one
Another
for the year for Europe, and the colonizers are looking pretty good, and the
they're
colonized not so much.
taking over, man.
So then we bring to Monday night. The whole thing happens. The controversy. We're going to have a full squad. Everyone's available, and USA just look bad. We don't have to rehash that, but I'm talking about just getting four games in a row. Maybe there's no
Yeah.
Canada was the morning. It ruined my entire Saturday. It was a 10 a.m. game. Normally that's when I go out for my walk.
Hmm.
And I would be out, but I didn't. I went out for just a couple miles, maybe about 4 miles in the morning to make sure I was
Hmm.
back to watch that disaster. But then USA, Belgium just, oh man, I left work early, a little bit, like 30 minutes. My,
Yeah.
my boss doesn't watch this, but he knows I work enough.
Yeah.
He
You're good.
knows.
You're good.
Yeah. And then it's because I gotta get all the way home. It takes me about an hour to get home, to get the game on, and you know,
Just it was hard to watch. I was yelling at the TV the entire time, just
yeah.
pacing around the room, just like this is hard to watch. And that's
And yeah, colonizer that didn't work out so well, Portugal.
yeah. Well,
Um,
one of them had to
so,
go down. It was either Spain or Portugal.
yeah. So Cristiano Ronaldo, that's it for him.
That's it. He said afterwards that was his last go. And honestly, I think they had a successful tournament. I mean, losing to Spain isn't something to be sad about, I think. Certainly a game they could have won, right? It's definitely a winnable game, but they didn't. So yeah, no, he's gone, and I'm okay with that.
So
I think Ronaldo's amazing, great player, but you know,
yeah, and let's just get into it. So at the time that this is released, one of these games will have been played.
yeah.
But France Morocco, I think we're both rooting for Morocco, but we probably feel France is going to win.
Yeah,
Agreed?
I agree. Yeah, no,
Mm.
and that one will have come out by this one coming out. I think that's the game tomorrow,
That's
Thursday.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. But go Morocco. I would love to
Yes.
see the first
Yes.
African champion. I mean, that's a crazy thing that only European or South American teams have won this thing.
Yep. And what's great about this Morocco-France matchup, I don't know if you remember, but in 2022 World Cup, Morocco lost to France in the semifinals. So this is a huge redemption match for Morocco. And it just so happens, let's keep this colonizer story going, right? You
Yeah,
got the French, you got Morocco right here. This is to get one over on them. Come on, Morocco. Let's
yeah.
go, Hakimi.
And I've had actually many wonderful French students. I've only had one Moroccan student actually, and she's one of the best students I've ever had. So there we go.
This is for
Yeah, it's for Kenza. There you go.
her.
Okay, Spain, Belgium. I really
Boo, who
don't care.
cares? Exactly. I don't
I
care either.
really don't care.
I want one of them to win. Obviously, they have to, and then they'll lose to the winner of France or Morocco.
Yeah, I've had a handful of students from Spain and a handful from Belgium. All
But
great
I do,
people.
but I do like the Spanish kid. I think he's 19. Is Yamal? I forget his full name. He's like two-word last name. Really like him. He's fun. The fact that he's so young. So if he does something cool, that'd be fun to watch. But other than that, I really don't care who wins. I want Belgium to lose, obviously.
You want Belgium? I'd rather have
After
Belgium
that,
win.
after that spanking just felt bad, and they weren't bad or anything. It's just maybe what I didn't appreciate, William, about the whole red card situation. We'll go back to that. Is like Belgium complaining about it. Like the better response to that would have been like, we don't care what team they put out there, we're gonna beat you. Like that would have been the better
Yeah,
response. But the fact that they were going tick for tack about this red card thing, just it felt like they were, trying to make, I don't know, something out of nothing. And we're complaining. I'm like, who cares for you guys? You got to in the retrospect, right? It really didn't matter because they kicked our butts.
yeah,
So their reaction is what pissed me off. So I want them to lose.
yeah. No, I mean, I think that they were in the right to complain about that, especially as you mentioned the short notice.
Yeah.
But you're right; it's much better to take the high road.
Mm,
Um, you know, so but we'll see. I'm going for Belgium.
okay.
Norway, England. I
Come
think you're
on,
all
Norway.
you're all in on Norway, right?
I want Norway to win so bad, but I know I feel like England's gonna take them
Yeah,
pretty easily, actually. I think they'll expose anything they haven't been able to do. Again, pre-call, I think we were talking about. I just think Norway's had such a hard time coming out of Europe just to even qualify World Cup. Now they do have in his prime in Erling Haaland. They had him in 2022 as well, but they couldn't get out of Europe to qualify. I think just England's a better team. So I think, even though Holland carries that team, they do have some good players on Norway. I just don't think they can do enough to beat England. Now I hope they do. I'm rooting for Norway, but I think England's gonna win.
yeah. I'm gonna root for England here.
Yeah.
My wife's sister's husband was born in England, so
Whoop.
he and my niece and nephew were all wearing their England shirts. Plus, I
Yeah.
have a good former coworker named Alana who's from
Yeah.
England, and she's hilarious.
I've heard
And
stories
so,
about you.
yeah, so she's wonderful. So I'm rooting for England. We'll see what happens. And then last, I've had like I don't know 3 or 4 students from Argentina.
You've had
Um,
a ton from Switzerland.
Wonderful, but we're talking Switzerland, hop Swiss, hop Swiss. I'm going Switzerland all the way. Do I think
Man.
they'll win? No, but gosh darn it, I'm going to be all on the Switzerland bandwagon for this. Unfortunately, I do have to make a confession to my Swiss students. I was not rooting for them against Colombia.
Yeah, no, of course not. Colombia wanted to win so bad.
Yeah,
Sad that they couldn't get it done either. And that was,
yeah.
went to penalties. So it was an
Yeah,
entertaining
that
game.
was just
Yeah,
unbelievable. That
crazy.
just the whole thing is just so much drama when it goes down to penalties.
Yes.
It's just like, I mean, is it fair? Yes or no? I mean, you had all that time. What is it,
Yeah.
120 minutes to do
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. No,
And so
I
it's got
agree.
to be settled some way. But just the drama of
Yeah.
those PKs at the end,
Yeah. No, I love it.
goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know what would happen if one of my teams actually ended up in that situation. So
like what team? What do you mean?
Canada,
Oh, okay.
United States,
Gotcha.
Mexico.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I like Brazil enough, but
Yeah,
I
long,
not,
long
not
list.
my team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was high intensity.
I
So
want to see someone from North America do something one
me
year.
too, me too. I'm going for Argentina. My daughter is going for Messi. She has been so funny to watching these games. She has that sense of confidence. When she was at her grandparents' house, my in-laws, watching the Cape Verde and Argentina game when it was going down to the wire, when the rest of the house was not going for Argentina. And she was just like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Just like that belief was hilarious. And then she also tends to yell at the TV like her father. So it's quite comical.
Well, I'm sorry for my niece, but I'm not with her on this one. But I will say this. I think it's gonna all end up being France, Argentina in the end.
I want
And
Morocco, Argentina, or Morocco, Norway. Obviously, I love
I
Norway.
know what you hope for, but honestly, let's just be honest here. I think it's France, Argentina. Do you really think it's gonna be Morocco, Norway in the
No,
final?
no, of course not. I've been saying, I think from the beginning of way the bracket shaped out, I
Yeah,
thought immediately looking at it, I knew Argentina had the easiest path because
that's
of
what everyone says.
like
Yeah.
easiest path. And so talking about like which we told it could be a whole other episode of the 32 teams versus the 48 teams, is how that shook out. The way they split up the third t seed teams was bogus because it made Argentina such an easy path. Now, of course, they almost lost to Cape Verde, they almost lost to Egypt, right? So that's what's cool is that some of these underdog teams, but when you just look at ranking, team ranking, so easy. And I'm like, that's sad. Whereas France, and they would have faced Germany in the
Mhm.
round of 32, and that would have been on paper like a really good matchup. Germany ends up getting booted by Paraguay, right? So yeah, there's something to be told about that. But I saw immediately when I saw the 32, I was like, it's going to be a France-Argentina rematch, which I'm not going to be mad about. I'll be excited to watch that. I like watching Mbappe. I think he's really entertaining. I love watching Messi, especially as this could be his send-off. Very entertaining. So it could be a good one. And then the last World Cup went to penalty kick. So I don't know if my heart can take that, but I'll be ready to watch
Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch it. Don't know.
it. Protest.
No, I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. But
Hey,
yeah, if
after
it's
after Monday, I thought I wasn't going to watch another match for the rest of the World Cup.
yeah, yeah, but
Then
that
Tuesday
Egypt,
happened, and then I
man,
watched.
the Egypt game, man, gosh,
Well, I didn't even start that game. I opened my phone and I looked at it. It was in the 70th minute, and I
yeah,
saw on my phone that it was 0-2 Egypt, and I
yeah.
was like, "Holy crap! I got to turn this on immediately." And then
So it's your fault.
as I turned it on, Argentina scored 3 goals, just like that. Boom, boom, boom.
I'll call Egypt and let them know who to
Let them
blame.
know. No, it was
No,
me.
it was a lot of people. It was Hernando definitely did it. He said Egypt wins, or Argentina goes going down, something like that. I don't know.
You need to check your friends.
Yeah, just well, I mean, it is. We have no control over this, believe it or not,
What?
right? Just before we came on, Dylan Cease just lost a no hitter in San Francisco, Toronto versus San Francisco. It happened because my buddy Ruggles texted no hitter alert. You don't do it. You don't talk about a no hitter. Every time he does it, someone loses the no hitter.
Yep.
But believe it or not, he has no control over what
No,
happens.
no,
None
no.
whatsoever. Anyway, happy World Cup
Happy
to
World Cup.
anybody whose team made it.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed the run. It's crushing when you lose, even if you know that you're really not that good.
Yeah.
You get past a couple rounds. I mean, you get out of the group stage and you're feeling anything can happen,
Right.
one game at a time.
Yep.
And then you play like garbage one game, that can happen too,
Correct. Yeah.
right?
That's what
So
makes it exciting. You have to string together, like whoever does win this World Cup, they strung together an amazing, collection of matches to
yeah.
be able to survive. And that's what's cool about the tournament is that you have to be on a
And
hot streak.
yeah, and the only thing I'm hoping for the rest of this tournament is that we don't see 11 on 10,
Yeah.
unless
No,
it's really intentional.
no.
No, I mean, red cards cannot be ticky tack. They cannot be accidental. This is my personal opinion. It's
Agreed.
just there's too much weight on this.
Yeah.
You know what I
Agreed.
mean?
Agreed.
Let them play 11 on 11. Let them go. See what
Keep it in the
happens.
pocket or the
And
shoulder
then
pad, whatever.
someone gets a couple yellows, there it is. Or someone really does something excessive, there it goes.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Okay, until next time.
All right. Peace.